Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. All right, so not too bad a volume this morning in the market. Give me 1 second. Let me try to get Mitch. Give Mitch a call really quick. Oh, man. So I hope everyone's having a good Thursday morning. Volume's not too bad this morning. There's a few decent movers today. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to give Mitch a call. What's up, Mitch? What's up, brother?
What's up, brother?
All right, guys. So we got Mitch here this morning. Watching BIOC gapping down from 792 to 697, but it looks interesting regardless. I'm going to take some of these support resistance lines I drew off. Let's see if it followed this triangle that I drew yesterday. Yeah, it did. It broke out of this triangle and broke all the way up to 869, so that's interesting. I'm going to remove it now since the triangle's over. I'll leave those two lines. But yeah, you can see CNTF moving a decent amount as well. Not too shabby here. Gapping up from 183 to 392, so a pretty significant gap up there. Over 100%. Another one I'm looking at is GLMD, gapping up from 1055 to 1275. Looks good as well. IZEA, gapping up from about 93.5 cents all the way to $1.65. That looks good as well. Got a few other ones I'm watching. Also watching CHFS. Had a really big spike, but it's actually back down to 2 now. And so we'll see where that one goes as well. BBOX kind of had a nice bullish day yesterday. It's gapping up a little bit in pre-market. Watching BBOX as well. ZGNX, a little bit more expensive of a stock, ZGNX, but I'm keeping an eye on that one as well. FPI, gapping up from 528 to 598. Watching this one. MYOS. Don't really like this one as much as most of the other ones just because this one's gapping down and it's right around where that closing price of 140 was. So don't like that one as much, but keeping an eye on it regardless. LEDS is basically break even in pre-market. Had a really big spike yesterday, but it's starting to wash. If it falls under 473, I'm looking at it for a potential short. We'll see. Maybe look for a VWAP fade in that one. PAVM, not the best volume, but it had a slow kind of grind up day yesterday, and it's gapping up a small amount in after hours in pre-market. So I'm watching PAVM. Definitely a long bias trade. Don't really like it for a short. Only really like this one for a long, so we'll see where it goes. And the last one is ACHV. And yeah, I mean, it's actually down some in pre-market, but you know, it's still up a little bit from where it had this crazy move down to 355. So I'll watch ACHV as well. But yeah, that's my watch list thus far. Let me catch back up on the chat. All right. So, good morning, Missouri. Hindsight. What's up, brother? Matt Spies. Yeah, I noticed that one. That's like the it's a $200 or $300 stock, but I noticed that one for sure, Matt. Davian, good morning, brother. D Champion, good morning. Tyrone, good morning. Seven, good morning.
All right, guys. I put out a little bit of my watch list a little earlier. One that I didn't see you talk about, John, is looking at is GLMD.
Oh
It's a
yeah.
little bit more pricier, but
Oh yeah, I got that one. That one was the second one I went over, I think.
all right,
I like that
perfect.
one though. I like it
Yeah,
from 1055 to 1275.
yeah. You look on the daily. It's just trying to get back up to those crazy highs that it had.
Right. May get rejected on the way down. I'm thinking. We'll see.
Yeah, yeah. It has to get all the way past 15 for a real breakout long. So as you know, if, 15 from 1275, we're pretty long ways from there.
Right.
So definitely short traders are looking at this. So that's another thing you want to be careful is if, if that many short traders are taking a look at it, it might be crowded at the beginning and give a couple fake outs before it really just crashes on back down.
Yep. I like it. But yeah, most of these, they did do a good job of adding BIOC. So they added BIOC. I can trade IZEA, GLMD. The one out of my 4 on my main watch is CNTF. It's not tradable. But the other 3 are. Watching CHFS as well. Appreciate the sub. AA614. Appreciate it, brother. Welcome, man. Yeah, but CHFS is tradable. So let's see. BBOX should be tradable. Yep. ZGNX. Yep. FPI. No. So that's 2. 3. MYOS isn't tradable. LEDS is. PAVM is. Alright, so out of my, let's see how many I have on my watch list this morning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Out of 12, only 3 are not tradable. So 9 out of 12 are all tradable on TradeNet. Not a bad morning. I went ahead and added another 2 charts on my right monitor. So now I actually have 8 charts because I figure it'll help me just kind of keep an eye on some stuff a little bit more. Maybe find some more VWAP fades. Let's see. Good morning, Juan. Good morning, Jose. What's up, brother? I am on a demo. How do I get the funded account? What I did, Juan, to get my funded account is whenever my trade manager called me, I just told him I wanted the funded account. I just told him that that's the reason really why I got it, that I just was, I really wanted the funded account. And after I told him that, he emailed me my funded account login within like a day. And so just reach out to him, tell him you're ready. And if you are in fact ready, I don't want to get anything close to investment advice. But if you're ready, that's what I did. I don't know whether you're ready or not though. So just you got to make your own assessment. Yeah, Mitch is right.
What I always recommend, if it's a new platform, completely new to you, and you're using everything on it, like John at least uses different charting, and he's charting that he's used to and comfortable with. But if it's a completely new platform, I always recommend at least a day or 2.
Paper trading.
You don't make any just like dumb mistakes like on double buys or one of the key things with TradeNet, they do sometimes reject your order. And if you're not used to that, like me and John are kind of used to it, so it doesn't really bother us. But if it's new to you, you can have an emotional reaction to that, and that's not what you want to do, especially on day 1 on a new account.
Right. For sure.
You want to be confident in the platform, that you already know how to use everything in there, so if worst comes to worst, you have technical difficulties, you already know how the platform works, and you can get it right back up and running, and you'll be fine.
Right. For sure.
I haven't had any problems with this program. I run tons of windows and it's never frozen on me. So that's always a good sign, but definitely want to, be safe.
Yeah, for sure. One thing I noticed is that you do have to restart your Tefs trader every morning. If you don't, I have had it freeze, and I have had it where it didn't show my position, and it kind of, messed with me a little bit. So make sure if you leave, a lot of times I'll leave my window up overnight, but every morning I always usually exit out of Tefs and then restart it, reload it back up. I think that's a safer way to do it.
That's part of them taking the commissions out and stuff like that. It confuses the program, I'm sure, when you have it still open.
Right. Good morning, TF, AKS, nice dip. It doesn't look too bad. I'll watch it. Good morning, Armando. What's up, brother? Good morning, man. Yeah, watching GLMD for sure. Good morning, Fizzle. What's up, Burum? Good morning, brother. What's the hype with Isaiah? I'll go over the news in just a second. We'll try to figure out why it's moving. Good morning, Outsiders. What's up, brother? Good morning, Anthony. Where can I demo short sell? You can, TradeNet, if you sign up for TradeNet, it comes with like a paper trading software. That's the only one I really use. one I really used to, like a long time ago when I first started trading. I used to use Option House for paper trading. They used to have a free real time paper trading platform for Option House. I think they recently changed it to where you have to pay for it now. But when I first started trading, that's what I used. Also, I've used the DOS paper trading platform a few times, like a while back.
Yeah, DOS paper trading is definitely, I think, the best paper trading platform out there. Um, you're not going to get anything faster with great executions and very similar fills to how it is in real life. Um, One of the key things I noticed on a lot of paper trading, like I used to use TC 2000 paper trading, and that one gives you fills that are just not completely true at all. Like you can just put a order out on the bid, and it just instantly fills sometimes, and that's
Yeah,
not the way it really works in real life. And then that can get you into the wrong thinking.
right.
So you want to definitely use something that is as close to real as possible.
Yeah, Thinkorswim will actually do that too. Yeah, I'm checking out Y10. I see it from 140 to 161. But yeah, Thinkorswim. If you're paper trading on Thinkorswim or using on demand,
Yeah, that's the
the fills,
worst.
yeah, they're not realistic. Like the bid will be at like $1.90. The ask will be, or the bid will be at like $1.50. The ask will be at like $1.90, but you get filled like 1 cent away from like where the stock is at that point. And so a lot of times with paper trading softwares, they're just not realistic. You just gotta, the best way to really approach it is to actually, instead of using a market order, get in on the worst fill possible. Like, so if you're going long, get in on the ask. That'll be the most realistic way to do it because that's what you're usually going to get filled on if you're live anyway. Let's see. Armando Gomez. Yeah, I'm watching Y10. It looks okay. We'll see if the volume can pick up.
Yeah, I think it's gonna Y10. You gotta look for the 200 on the daily. I think that's what it's gonna pop up to, and that's what people are gonna be looking to short.
Nice. Oh man, what did I drop?
Just a tip from a bigger shorter.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, that's the level he's looking at.
Everybody was kind of watching BIOC. We'll see where that one goes today. What's up, Cool? Good morning, brother. Tiny, good to have you back. TJ, good morning. Outsider. Yeah, I can't trade a CNFF. Or CNTF. I'm kind of bummed out about it. That's one of the ones I like the most.
Yeah, definitely, it was a good one. That was the first one I checked to see if we could trade it.
Oh right, Mark Zapanta said, yeah, paper trading is free for Thinkorswim. I think you have to call them to get the real time approved, but it is free, so I can't really complain too much. Obviously, I love Thinkorswim, TD Ameritrade charting because I use it every day. So that's just what I'm the most comfortable with. The reason I'm comfortable with Thinkorswim is because when I first started trading, and I would use on demand and I would paper trade, and I just got accustomed to using Thinkorswim for charts.
Yeah, Tiny, definitely. I would quit using market orders. I don't know where you really learned that, but that's definitely dangerous, especially with the stocks that we trade.
Man. Yeah, sorry, Mitch. I'm looking at Matt says
You're good.
my broker charges me over $100 on a monthly basis unless I trade 5,000 shares in a month. Crazy, crazy. Good
I
morning,
mean,
Sean.
that's relative to DOS on
Right,
SureTrader. SureTrader charges about 100 to 125 after level twos, so
right,
that's really not too crazy. It's
crazy.
not like it's something unheard of, Matt. But what you got to realize is if your broker is charging you that much, you might have to think about your share sizing and if you can really make money on this broker.
Right.
Because if you're using 100 shares, and you're already putting 100 and something dollars to your platform, then you're gonna have to really make some good gains to just even cover just your platform fee. So you gotta adjust your share size to know that, hey, I gotta make this certain amount of money so that I'm not losing money just every month, just to the platform.
Look at
Um,
PAVM. Maybe here starting to spike. PAVM. I mean, like I
I
said,
definitely don't recommend market orders. I don't know about you, John. I just wouldn't put that. I would definitely just gonna stand by that. That I've never used a market order, and probably will never use a market order in my life.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what it is, a limit order is going to be always better because let's say, all right, so you guys are saying it's nice for breakouts or breakdowns. That's when I use a key that I have specifically. If I really need to get into something, I use a hotkey that is a +0.3 on the limit. So it's putting in the order 3 cents higher than the ask price. This is going to go ahead and more than about 95% of the time go ahead and be able to get my fill in there. And
Right.
also not just be a market order because a market order there could be 40 cents higher.
Right. And I mean, it depends. Like with TradeNet, market orders aren't that big of a deal because it's CFD trading and your fills and executions are really good on TradeNet, at least in my experience. But if you're using like a regular broker like TD Ameritrade or like SureTrader, you got to be extremely careful with market orders just because there's no boundaries really. Like they're supposed to fill you at the best price, but like you don't have that safety you do with limit order. Like if a stock's starting to break out or if a stock's about to get halted or something crazy and you try to jump in there with a market order, you can get filled, 20, 30 cents away from your original target. You know what I mean? And so it's very risky with market orders. What I use, I would actually prefer to just get in. Like if I'm going long, I just get in on the ask. You know what I mean? And it's just easy. It's a quick fill. It may be the worst fill, but at least it's protected. So like if the stock doesn't start shooting up, you know what I mean? I'm still okay.
Hey guys, I don't do this often, but I'm gonna actually alert to a stock I'm gonna be looking long today. It's NDRA. Let's see if it's tradable. I know I like the chart. Yeah, it is tradable. All right, so what I'm looking
Nice.
for this on this stock is for it to break the $3 price on the daily, which it's already started to break it pre-market. And you see the resistance on the daily 350. I see 350 as the first resistance, and then the next one's all the way up there to $5. So it's going to be interesting. Has some good hold in the 270 areas, so you have some
Nice.
support right underneath you.
Yeah, I like that one as well. All right, but I'm moving on to the news. But yeah, that one looks good up to 350, especially if it can hold volume, hold over the VWAP maybe. I don't like it for a short really. I think it not enough room, but long looks good. All right, so first one I'm looking at the news on is GLMD. Starting to go over the news. GLMD had something come out yesterday. New price target announced. Initiated at overweight. Some brokers are initiating coverage. Yeah, I mean, it's to me it's so crazy whenever you see this. It's like, Cantor Fitzgerald initiates coverage on GLMD and they give it an overweight rating and they announce a $59 price target. I mean, some of these are just extremely hopeful and kind of fluff. They're trying to fluff it up a little bit, but we'll see where it goes. I mean, I like this one for a short, but we'll see. That's the only news I really see out on GLMD right now. If you see anything else, anybody sees anything else, let me know. That's just all I see right now. Looking at CNTF. Yeah, it's surging in pre-market after it announced an agreement to sell its wholly owned subsidiary for RMB 710M. I gotta figure out what that is. 106 million for a total consideration of RMB 710 million, which is 106 million US. And so CNTF moving up on news that its subsidiary entered into a share purchase agreement with Tech Faith Wireless for 105 million. So good news for CNTF. I think that's a legit catalyst. We'll see where it goes. Another one I'm looking at is BIOC. This one had a crazy day yesterday. Probably still up on just momentum from yesterday, but I'll look at it, see if I can find anything else. Yesterday it informed its investors of the key dates and terms related to its announced right offering. Yeah, yesterday it provided an info update to stockholders about its proposed rights offering and the expected dates and terms relative to that offering. And so I guess that's why BIOC is up. We'll see where it goes. I'll see if I can find anything else that really came out for this one. Nothing that I really see aside from the offering. So we'll see where this one goes as well. Next, I'm looking at that NDRA stock Mitch was talking about. Oh no, what did I do? Get my news back. There we go. All right, so NDRA. Nothing really new out on NDRA. Nothing that I can really see. So we'll see what it does at the open. See if we can get some volume in there. CHFS, another one I'm looking at, gapping up from 168 to 192. A very small gap up, but it had this big volume spike. So we'll try to see why. It had news that come out that it's entering the German market by expanding its relationship with HSC Medical. And so I think that's why it's up. It put out a press release stating that it's going to enter the German market for CHFS. And so we'll see where it goes. Like I said, it's looking a little weak. It went all the way up to 262 and then right back down to 192 for CHFS. And so we'll see where it goes today. Not super confident in it. Looking at BBOX, this one's been moving a lot the last few weeks. I think it's just up on momentum, but we'll look at it, see if it has anything new.
All right. I found a little news article for that. I'm going to put it up in the chat room.
Okay. So, yeah, BBOX stated it's going to announce its fourth quarter fiscal revenue on Monday of next week. And so I think that's why BBOX has been moving.
There. I put up the news for that stock.
Okay, nice. Yeah, no worries.
Go over it.
Yeah, just give me 1 second. ZGNX. Looking at ZGNX now.
Yeah, it's not a bad stock either. I saw it on StockTwits. It's definitely watched over.
Oh, for sure. Not bad volume. You know, you always have to take the price of the stock. Like, you got to, relate that to the volume. And even though it's almost a $60 stock, the volume's still pretty legit for this one right now. So it's up almost 20%. So huge move. Yeah, the company announced its second trial success of the ZX008 bio drug. And the drug ultimately reduced convulsive seizures by over 50% versus the placebo. So that's really good news. It's working with children and teenagers with Dravet's syndrome. And so it's a bio drug that had good results for its second trial. For its ZX008 bio drug. And so good news for ZGNX. We'll see where it goes. Looking at FPI. Gapping up some here. I'll look at this one and then just two more. Price target raised, upgraded.
Tons of stocks today, guys.
Yeah, I really have a lot. So FPI, just price targets changed is what I see.
This is a day that I like to create a lot of more alerts on the prices that I'm looking for, because there's going to be so many stocks that I want to look at that I need to know at least that they're by the price range that I'm looking for.
Right. I think that's a smart way to go about it. All right, so yeah, PAVM yesterday named Sean O'Neill the Chief Commercial Officer, and so I guess that's why PAVM is up. We'll see where it goes. And then, the last one, what was it, NDRA, Mitch? Yeah.
Yeah, and
okay.
I put the news for you so you can see it.
All right, so let's see what the news is on this one.
It's not bad.
Yeah, so NDRA was awarded its patent from the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. The patent covers a method and system that is trying to improve safety for modern high-field magnetic resonance imaging, which is MRI. Yeah, it's focusing on the protection of thermoacoustic technology, intellectual property. So yeah, they got their patent approved, I guess. So that's good news for NDRA, not too bad. I could go into more, but I think that's really all I need to know is that the patent was approved, and that's usually pretty good news. And so, yeah, that's it for the news today. Not a bad morning, not a bad Thursday. We got a lot to watch, and so got my charts ready for it. Good morning, Pierre. What's up, brother? Good morning, Wilkin. Yeah, I think it'll fade as well. How do you guys go about selling your stocks? Not to make it that simple, but by clicking the sell button, you know. If you meant that in a different way, let me know.
Yeah, he might have meant like rewards, how we measure our rewards, maybe.
Oh,
But
yeah, I didn't mean to have a kind of a smart aleck comment, but what I
you're
really
good,
do,
brother.
what I really do is like I just base it off of the nearest support and resistance level, right? And so, um, a lot of times I'll base mine, just me personally, off of half and whole dollars because I know a lot of times they'll bounce when they get to those levels. And so if there's a decent amount of room in between the next resistance point, if I'm shorting, and the next potential support point, I'll let it ride until those half or whole dollar marks. But every trader's different. It all just depends on where you want to set your risk, where you think the next support and resistance level will be. I always try to base it off of charts. That's something I usually try to make it off of charts, not by how much I'll lose or how much I'm worried about losing. I try to just strictly stick to what the chart looks like. Um, yeah, for sure. I mean, if you're good at using market orders, I can't hate on you, TJ. Um, it all just depends on. The reason I'm skeptical of market orders is because I've been caught like trying to jump in on a really volatile, like fast moving stock, and I've gotten caught with like a 25-cent spread and getting filled on the ask with a 25-cent spread going long, and it hurts, because almost
It's,
no, you know.
I think it's just the explanation on what a market order is. You're pretty much telling the market that I do not care. Whatever price you fill me, fill me.
Right.
And I don't take that risk. I would never take that risk because at the end of the day, there's a market maker on the other side, and he can decide if he filled you 40 cents higher, you cannot argue that fill. There's no, even if the price doesn't even go to it, he can make the price jump up to take your order and then just swipe it right back down.
Right.
And that's not something that I don't think anybody should risk.
Right, for sure. I agree with what Jeremy says. Like, Jeremy's 100% right. Like, market order's not really a good idea unless you need to get out in a hurry. Like, if the stock's going against you and your limit order won't get filled, in my opinion, that's when I would usually get out with a market order just because I have to get out. You know what I
It's
mean?
kind of like, all right, so in that situation, if you're long, I have control K, which is on the bid minus 0.5. So the order goes through on the bid minus 0.05 cents. This is going to get you out, guys. I've never, ever had this not get me out.
Nice.
So, and I'm talking about on stocks that are jumping 20, 30 cents. You're putting an order 5 cents lower than the cheapest order on the bid. So you're kind of going down the levels. There's shares there for you to fill. Unless you're putting an order for 20,000 shares to get out, you're not going to be able to get out.
Right.
Right there, you'll be able to. That's the only time that you're not going to be able to get out. If you have like 30,000, and what they do is they hit that bid button, the same button that I hit, but they get slippage. So they actually get that 5 cents down through the bid.
Right.
So it's just as simply as set a bail key. If
Right.
you guys
Panic
need
button.
to get out,
Yeah.
have a bailout key. That's not wrong. But I think that it should always be sent in at least as a limit order. Even if it's 10 cents. 10 cents, you can be fine. On a market order, that slippage can be really crazy.
Right, and it all just depends on the broker as well. Like Mark is asking me. Mark said, "First time attending today. Do you also trade on U-Stock Trade?" I used to trade on U-Stock Trade a lot more. I haven't been recently, but I've actually been thinking about giving it a shot again and just using it strictly for longs. Obviously, since I've become more of a short bias trader. But for instance, on U-Stock Trade, all I would use is market orders, just because limit orders were just really hard to get hit. And it worked out. But like for instance, like I said, since TradeNet is CFD trading, market orders will probably fill me pretty well on TradeNet, on TEFs, not TradeNet, but it's actually TEFs is the broker I'm trading on through TradeNet. But with CFD trading, the fills will probably be fine. But if you're using a different broker that's connected to the real market, then you might want to be very, very weary of market orders. At least just in my opinion, every trader's different. Every trader, it's up to that trader to figure out what works for them. And really, if they can use market orders, I can't hate on them for it because every trader's different.
I think it has to do a lot too with the volume. You have to know the volume in the stock.
Right.
That plays a big factor. The stocks that we trade, they're what? They're low float stocks.
Mm-hmm.
Low float stocks can give you horrible fills on those market orders. Now you're trading Apple or you're trading Amazon, then yeah, hit that market order. There's so many volume on the next level that you're gonna be fine.
Right.
But there's not that much volume on our next levels when we're trading these kinds of stocks.
Right, for sure.
But hey, hindsight 2020, you guys, if you guys want to do market orders, by all means, go ahead and do them. But I'm just gonna let you know that you're putting yourself greatly at risk. I've talked to traders that made millions of dollars, and the first thing any trader tells you is never do a market order. But you can look around, you talk to all the gurus, you see all their videos. If any of them tell you to do market orders, go ahead and send it to me. I'll take a look.
SPRO. But yeah, we actually got, we got a lot of activity this morning, man. It's really not too bad. Like, we got IZEA. I don't think I can trade. No, actually, I think I can trade IZEA.
You can. Yeah, you can.
Nice. But yeah, we got a lot of movement today. Not too bad. But yeah, like with U-Stock, it was just really hard to get filled with the limit order, and so you had to use a market order, really. But the fills were the worst thing about U-Stock trade. A lot of times the stock would be labeled limited liquidity, and so you could like get stuck in it if it has too much volume. I still think it's a good learning tool for sure. All right, though. So yeah, main watch is GLMD BIOC. We got about right, limit orders you can get filled at the price you set or better. So like if you're going long, you can get filled at 405 or 410 if it spikes up there really quickly. Limit or market orders you get filled at the best possible price, and so it's more vague. And so thus a little bit more risky. Yeah, I'm watching BIOC for sure. I don't know what it's gonna do. I never really try like I have my biases in the morning. A lot of times it's just if a stock's gapping up a huge amount, I'm usually looking to short it. But they could very easily push up. I try to, kind of tread lightly on predicting what the stock's actually going to do and try to more just react to what it does. I think I don't want to be too rigid in my trading. If it doesn't look good, I just need to move on and not risk trading it. Good morning, Sean. What's up, brother? No, usually, Matt, I'm filled immediately. No partial fills, no, But this is on TradeNet, which is CFD trading, When I traded on SureTrader and Thinkorswim, I would get partials all the time. And part of it is because I think TradeNet and TEFs is CFD trading. And another thing is that I was using bigger size when I was on Thinkorswim and SureTrader. And so, naturally, if you're using bigger size, you're going to get more partials. Yeah, that's what I'm watching, Sean. MBVX. Alright, guys, we got about a minute left. Not enough volume for MBVX. I know this one was moving the other day. But just not enough volume. It had this big move, but it actually says OTC right now. It's just, not enough volume, guys. At least for me.
All right, I don't want to catch anybody by surprise. Another stock I'm looking at is DFBG. has very low volume. I'm just looking for a multi-day support break.
At
Just putting it
5.
out there just in case I get into the trade. Don't want to surprise anybody.
Yeah, right around 5 at 495, 490.
Yeah, I wanted to break that 5 with some good volume at the open.
Okay. All right, guys, we got 20 seconds. So 20 seconds.
Remember, guys, first 5 minutes, find the stocks you want to trade, figure out your plan, take your execution.
Yep. All right, here's the bell. Good luck, everyone. So I got 2 bells going off. We'll have 2 bells this morning. All right, ZGNX, CHFS starting to come down some here. CHFS starting to wash down to 176. If it breaks under 170 and 167, it looks somewhat interesting. Look at CHFS starting to drop down to 176. PAVM, guys, remember I said I like this one for a long. Look at it now. It's up to 136, spiking up at 142. Definitely keeping an eye on this one. But yeah, like I said, it didn't have enough room on the downside for me. And spiked up to 142, so a big move percentage-wise for that one. Broke that high of yesterday at around 130.
BIOC.
BIOC.
Down underneath $6 there.
Yep, tanking hard. I want to see the VWAP get a little bit closer to it, though.
Yeah. Got a couple alerts going off there.
They got KQ. I don't know if y'all like these cheaper stocks, but KQ.
There's a push for BIOC.
They're not KQ. KIQ. KIQ, little penny, starting to run. But man, PAVM coming back down. It's kind of choppy right now. We'll see where it goes. It already spiked up, a pretty big percentage, probably about 8% already, up to that 142 level. And so we'll see where it goes. ACHV kind of continuing its downward trend. A lot of these other ones are starting to kind of spike up. CNTF, GLMD is kind of break even right now. BIOC kind of choppy as well. So I'm letting the market calm down a little bit, just a little bit too. I don't see too many actual bearish patterns quite yet, except for CNTF starting to wash some under the lows here.
I'm gonna look.
IZEA.
That's
GLMD.
exactly what I'm changing my part to.
Look at GLMD as well. Looking bearish. ZGNX starting to run, kind of breaking out some here. It's up to 57.50. Hey, Mitch, hold the chat. I'll be right back, brother.
No stress. All right, guys. For me right now, I'm just kind of watching. I did see that bounce on BIOC. It looked kind of interesting there to 620, but definitely had potential to bounce back up there over 640. Yeah, so there's certain traders covering there at $6 range, so you want to kind of wait for this range to break out. All right, guys, looking at GLMD. It's down on the day. Broke down through the 1250s, came right before the open, bounced up to 1270, came down here to 1230 here.
All right.
IZEA also crashing down also.
All right, I'm back. All right, so yeah, GLMD washing. Yeah, like you said, IZEA starting to wash. Going to look for a VWAP bounce on this one. I'd like to see the VWAP drop a little bit, so I want to see some more volume come in on this wash on IZEA. Um, ZGNX is just broke underneath the VWAP. We'll see if it closes underneath it. And CNTF is just really, really choppy. BIOC starting to break out over the highs here. It's at 640 now, about to test the VWAP. But it's in a bullish trend at this point. So watching that one. GLMD's in a bearish trend, so if I could see the VWAP drop down to 1260 and then a bounce there, it looks really good.
Yeah, that's what I'm watching right now. It's kind of interested there at 1230 spot, but I was looking for a bounce here in the 40s.
Good morning, the best. What's up, brother? Cool said, now's the time to say something that you always wanted to say while beginner is away. Yeah, Mitch is a battered guest over here. I never let him talk. You know, a battered guest. Yeah. All right, so yeah, GLMD bearish trend.
Crash there.
I might look for a bounce up to the $0.50. Is what I'm gonna look for.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking in the 40s. So the $0.50 sounds nice.
See if we get a bounce up there.
48, 50 area. That'd be nice. BIOC is back up to 650, guys. Back up to 650. Now 660 and breaking out there at 670s. What I would do is I'd watch this. It needs a lot of room for it to be actually a long. I say over 7 is where it would get really long traders interested. So this is just a bounce up to the resistance or the support where it was 648. So you want to see 648 hold.
Appreciate the sub.
Think anything long.
Appreciate the sub, W Peacock. Yeah, also look at IZEA, Mitch. I mean, if it bounces up to the VWAP, it looks interesting. You got to be really careful with the squeeze to the high of the day break, though. But here's a bounce on GLMD. I want to see a decent-sized bounce here. Lately, it's just been doing those little 1-minute pullbacks or pullback ups. Look at ZGNX, Mitch. If ZGNX bounces to the VWAP, I might jump in that one as well.
It's a little bit too big for me. I'm not used to them, so I'm going to let it go.
IZEA bouncing.
IZA up there to 170, guys.
Yeah, there's the bounce.
Over 175, it should break out, but you got to wait to the 75 there. You don't want to just jump in here.
Could be a VWAP fade. It's in somewhat a bearish trend, but that's what I said. The biggest thing you got to worry about is this high of the day break, which it just did. And so if I was in this trade short, that's where I would exit as soon as it just broke that high of the day.
I'm waiting for it to get up there close to $2, and if it can, I'd definitely short it up there. I don't think this stock belongs up there, so I'm looking forward to just getting some longs stuck here.
BIOC pulling back pretty large here.
Yeah, BIOC there.
About to crack under the lows.
Huge little wash there.
Yep.
It skipped from 614 to 612.
Yeah, GLMD just didn't give us that entry. I mean, I guess you could have gotten in here, but I wanted to at least see a bounce up to 1250, and if it's not going to give me that, I'm not going to chase it.
Yeah, my thing is
here's a VWAP bounce
at the open.
Sorry, Mitch. ZGNX bouncing right up to the VWAP. It looks actually pretty good here.
All right.
Really going to consider it. I don't want to get this squeeze, though, if it does start spiking strong here. Spread's kind of crazy. Don't want, yeah, a little bit too crazy of a spread for me, but it looks like a nice VWAP fade. It looks like it's going to come back down. Yeah, there's the wash back down. Ugh, look at that. Look at that fade, man. Or rejection, I should say. But there it goes.
Hey, you see it.
That's the
time to take it.
Yep. It's surprising how reliable this setup is. I mean, the spread's a little crazy. It's a 30-cent spread, and so
What I will tell you is on a bigger stock, it actually has tendency to work more. So
Look at that. Nice little call out there, though. I mean, it just dropped $2 really quick. It's so, I mean, not quite two yet, about $1.50 at this point, but that's exactly what I look for. That VWAP projection, super reliable. Even if it continues to push up here, there's still from 57.10 all the way down to 55.10. So $2, move there.
IZA past 180s there.
Yeah, it's starting to kind of crack here. Or it's starting to run. Oh yeah, for sure. Cool. The longer you trade, I mean, you find your niche in the market. Mine's definitely shorting. I think panic is a stronger emotion than hope is, and so I think, for that reason, I think shorting just suits me better. And as you can see, the one stock I really kind of caught out today was ZGNX, and that one pushed up really nicely, faded back down. Got to take that chance when I see it. But we still got time. Market's only been open for 10 minutes. Beautiful VWAP fade though. And here's the crack under the low of the day on GLMD. I just didn't see my setup. I mean, I only saw one, which is ZGNX. A little bit out of my element though, just because it's more expensive.
Too far from the VWAP in my eyes.
You mean GLMD?
Yeah, and
Oh, for
GLMD
sure.
never gave us a chance.
Yeah, no entry with it, which is okay. I want to be very kind of. I don't want to be a rigid trader, but I want to be very, selective with the entries I do get into. So, CNTF. Yeah, CNTF had a nice little VWAP fade. A few of them. But yeah, look, there's that move I was looking for with ZGNX. Kind of kicking myself here, but, I just got to tell myself that regardless of whether I got into it, my trade idea was correct. Just got to work on building that, building that emotion. But there it goes. There's the tank. Beautiful little bear flag here. See what else is moving.
Staff is up on the day if you want to look at it too.
BIOC maybe with a VWAP fade here. BIOC. Spread's too crazy for BIOC. It's only a $6 stock, but it's a 20-cent spread. Not going to toy with it. Not going to mess with it. Staff looks like for a VWAP rejection, bouncing up to that area now. Let's see what staff looks like on the 5-minute. Still up from 135. So yeah, may take a small starter position here on staff.
Looking at GLMD to pop up to about 12:15 here before it fades. Putting out a little order there.
Spread's a little gnarly on staff here. Alright, so I'm in staff with 100 shares. Gonna try to let it work. If it breaks over this 325 level, I'm gonna get out. So just trying to let it work for this VWAP projection. See if we can get down to 3 is what I'm ultimately looking for. If it starts to get squeezed up, I can jump out of it.
No bounce there for GLMD there. Was trying to get there at 12:15 and it went up to about 12:13, 12:10.
Staff trying to push here. It's up to 322. Volume's a little low. Wish I would have seen that before I jumped in.
Don't like that doji at the bottom there for GLMD, so I canceled my order. I don't like dojis at the bottom there. Could just bounce back there. One of the key things, guys, is I haven't made a trade. John, you haven't made a trade either, right? So
No,
let's just focus in.
I'm in STAF right now.
STAF? All right,
Yeah.
perfect. I'll check that out. What's your price, brother?
316.
All right. Short
Risk is
side?
at 325. Rewards at 3. Looking at it now, though, I think I rushed into it. The reason I say that, I mean, it's starting to drop, but the reason I say that is because the volume's just a little low. Obviously, I'd like to see it continue
What's your share
tanking.
size?
100 shares.
All right, so then no stress, brother.
Yeah, small position. It's slowly starting to come down. I want to see it continue to fall back down to 3, test those lows here. It's down to 310. Looking weak. Hopefully it'll continue here. Volume's low, spread's a little scary, so that's what I got to pay attention to.
I think IZA, guys, is done here, guys. I'm paying attention to it.
Nice little VWAP fade on BIOC I kind of missed. I called that one out too. It's down to 588 now.
We'll see if it breaks 190s here. I think there was a big short that went in there at 185 there.
For which one? IZEA?
Yeah, I saw it on the bid there, 4,500 shares there. I know people are trying to short this underneath too.
All right, I got to be really careful with STAF here. My bad, brother.
You're good, bro. I'm just watching it.
Watching the level 2 really closely here. Alright, so I got out for $13 loss. Too risky inherently with this push here. The volume wasn't quite there like I wanted it to, but no worries. $13 loss isn't too bad. Got out pretty quickly there. It could easily spike up, especially if the volume picks up here, so no worries. Tried to make it as emotionless as possible. LEDS for a VWAP fade here as well, maybe decent. Needs a little bit more volume though, but it's bouncing up to that VWAP area
those
now.
180s. I'm looking for a bounce in the 80s. There's a big bidder there. I'm gonna wait for him to. I'm waiting for this drive to go. If this fails to go over 190, I will go short, guys.
On IZEA.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, look, see, I got out before this squeeze up on STAF. Look at that squeeze up. Look at STAF go, guys. It's getting squeezed up here, testing the $0.50 at 350. So I got out just in time.
There was a huge amount thrown up there on the ass there at 185 there. Trying to short here at 180. Need a starter here. Trying to get filled there at 180. Got filled there at 180, guys. Risking a 190. This is when I put 195 on the limit to protect myself. But my real out is 190.
What's your risk? Okay, yeah, your risk is 190. What's your possible reward?
Down to, I'm looking at 160s possible.
Hey, appreciate the support, Pierre. It really means a lot. Like a lot of times, Pierre says, good discipline getting out of for a small loss on STAF. Yeah, I really appreciate it, man. Like a lot of times what you'll see and what a lot of people do is that, like the last 4 days have all been profitable for me. But a lot of times, like even though I've shown that kind of green streak, as soon as I have a red day or if I have a losing trade, all the criticisms start coming out. And so I appreciate the support even though I had a losing trade, Pierre. Really do, man. Appreciate it, brother. Yeah, I mean, I stuck to my plan with STAF. If I could critique the trade at all, it had a low volume when I got in. But if I'm gonna, say what I did well in the
All right,
trade.
guys, I added there, guys. Added there on IZEA.
Nice. Let's see a
Saw
VWAP.
mad bidders jumping in there on that VWAP.
Let's see it jump underneath it. MYOS looks like a really nice VWAP fade here, but I don't think it's tradable.
I'm gonna stick to my plan, guys. I'm gonna hold to 189. Let me squeeze its past to 189, then I'll get out. But saw mad bidders get in there, looking for this to come right back down.
Just be careful, brother. If it gets squeezed over 190 and starts to test 2, it could go pretty quick. Not to try to scare you out of the trade, bro.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. I know my outs, guys.
For sure.
After I seen that little move right here, I'm okay with it. It didn't really squeeze that hard, so I'm just looking for it to crash there.
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed out.
Secret seller at 185 there for IZEA.
I'm kind of bummed out. Like, if you look at the 2 setups, I got in STAF for a loss, but the 2 setups I called out were ZGNX, really nice VWAP fade from 57.20 down to 55.20. And then if you look at BIOC, the other VWAP fade I called out, got up to 630. Now it's down to 560. So it got faded off the VWAP again. It's exactly what I look for with these setups. Got into the wrong one. I was correct, man. Look at BBOX, guys. Wow, look at BBOX. Crazy. Look at BBOX. It's starting to just tank here. Massive
Just gonna
drop.
have to be careful here, guys. IZEA, 190 out. Looking for this crash down below 175. There was a hidden seller at 185, so that's the real key to pay attention when it hits. If it does go long there, you see there's sizing right there, and I'm out, guys.
That was the right time
That's how
to
you
do
gotta
it.
do it quick. You gotta do it quick, guys. That's trading, guys. I'm not gonna get mad about that loss. There's other traders, let's put it this way, that definitely are stuck right now. So
Yeah, that was a good exit. You stuck to your plan, brother. You can't be upset. Losing days, you know what I mean? Losing days and even losing weeks are gonna happen, brother. It's just about if you have a strategy with edge, it's gonna work in the long run. You know what I mean?
that shows that's why we can learn from this, guys. I had my limit price out at 195. This is what got me out of that trade. It went in there at 195, filled me at 191. So that gave me the ability. I'm gonna be
Nice.
looking at this stock later, but yeah, it just squeezed it. ABIL, guys, there. I'm seeing ABIL there, guys, on the top gainers list.
Yeah, look at ABIL going crazy here. Wow. Moved from 7 to 824 in a few minutes. Bouncing off of the VWAP now, I think a lot of longs are going to get in on this dip right here down to 750. I think a lot of longs are probably going to start jumping in here, especially how bullish it looks with this bounce on the VWAP. Good morning, Trader. Good morning, Huguetes. What's up, brother? Yeah, I'm kind of bummed out. Look at ZGNX. That was the play to make, bro. That was the play to make, man. Look at that beautiful VWAP fade. I guess that was a VWAP rejection, but look at it. Just washing hard, man. Called it out. She's a little out of my element, though. A little bit more expensive of a stock, but look at the tank here. Let's see what else I could find here. Let's move in penny stock land. JAGX, CERS. Look at CERS, guys, and JAGX. CERS probably has better volume. It's starting to kind of run, testing 750 now. So I'm just kind of patiently waiting for my setup. It's still, not even it's still not even 10 o'clock market time yet, and so we still have some time here. Just kind of patiently waiting. Took a small loss on the day, maybe broke my green streak for the week, but that's okay. Losing days are going to happen. It's all about just managing my risk now at this point and just trying to find good setups. CERS pulling back to the VWAP area at around 730. That looks like an interesting level for a possible bounce back up to the 750s. We'll see. JAGX, like I said, JAGX starting to spike here. Called this one out right before this big move. Up to 184 now. So really nice move here. JAGX. Let's see if it's tradable. No, not tradable, unfortunately. But really nice move there. Looking at ZG and X, if it continues to hold underneath this 55 level, may be interesting. It just broke 55. We'll watch it possible squeeze here on the way up, but want to see it get rejected there, maybe for a short.
Is IZEA back down to 185, guys? Didn't break the $2.
Yeah, what I'm going to look for this one for IZEA is I'm going to look for a wash. We'll see if it ever happens, but a wash underneath the VWAP and then a rejection is what I'm watching for that one on. So now it's just about waiting, trying to find good setups here. ZGNX is kind of the make or break level for it right here, if it can hold over 55 or not. There's the wash back down, still looking weak. It's kind of the make or break level. It continues to go back and forth here on ZGNX. It's JAGX about to break the highs of the day here. That's one to watch and keep an eye on. CNTF, I don't think I can trade it, but it's starting to drop some. Still looking pretty weak here.
All right, guys. IZEA pushing on $2.
There it goes, trying to spike up here. Big kind of level for it at 2. There goes JAGX breaking almost underneath the VWAP area. See, you got rejected again for IZIA. So yeah, I'm watching ZGNX here. Still keeping an eye on it, see if it gets rejected at this $55 level. It's been testing it for the last 5 minutes or so. So just trying to give ZGNX a little bit of time here, see if it can kind of crack back down, which it seems to be starting to. It continues to kind of bounce back and forth between the whole $1.55 and about 54.85. So watching it closely here. If it gets squeezed up, don't like it, but watching it. IZEA getting rejected there. CERS getting rejected. Don't see too many I like really. I mean, MYOS is holding underneath the VWAP. Watching that. ZGNX is kind of back and forth between the whole dollar. Keep an eye on that. BBOX, low volume, kind of choppy, not a big range, but watching it too. TANH. Starting to kind of break here, watching it. All right, so there goes ZGNX. This is really what I was looking for. If I was going to take a position, it'd be up there. I just wasn't confident it wasn't going to get squeezed up here. Looking for a crackdown, obviously, to test these lows. I think some shorts are going to start piling in here for ZGNX. We'll see. CBIO. CBIO starting to push some. TRUE, true. Maybe pushing some. ABUS. Been kind of flagging some this morning. Yeah, just kind of steady, patiently waiting. Watching IZEA, see if it ever gets cracked underneath the VWAP. What you see, Mitch? You see anything good?
I'm shorting IZEA there, 180 guys. 179. I got filled at.
Looks good for that VWAP rejection.
190 is the out. I'm actually looking to add to this position as it comes down through the VWAP. I'll look for it to come down, wash out, bounce up.
There's the wash. Nice, brother, nice. See if that VWAP holds it as resistance. It needs to crack under 170.
Remember, this stock is up 87%, guys. I'm looking to add here on any bounce here.
You said your risk is 190 in IZEA?
Yes, sir. Yes.
All right. There's a bounce up to the VWAP on B-Box. I kind of like it for a short, although it'd have to be a small, a small position on BBOX. If it gets up to this level here, we'll see if it can hold on BBOX.
There's the bidders, guys, slamming it hard there at 170.
All right, so I'm in BBOX going short with 100 shares, looking for it to ultimately get under the low of the day. Risk set at 222, so very small risk. If it breaks over 222, I guess I should set it at 223 to this, and so we'll see if it can crack underneath there. Small starter position, gonna try to let it work a little bit, crack under the lows eventually. Really needs some more volume, and I may be chasing it a little bit here, but I'm gonna give it time to possibly break under these lows. Looking good for you, brother. Looking good. Down to 170s. A little double top on BBOX, which is why kind of looks good. Risk 223, potential reward 211. So small position, small sizing.
Looking for pop-ups to add here on IZEA.
Looking good, brother. Looking good, man. It's breaking that 170 level, which is important.
Here comes that bounce I was looking for. I have an order to add there at 183.
183?
Yes. It's definitely getting pressured, guys.
For sure.
Yeah, there was a big short. They like had sizing at the beginning when I got stopped out at that 190, and in the $2 they were even increasing.
Yeah, let's see if we can get a tank under the low. Under 150 looks really good for IZEA. Crack under that low of the day here. Get under it, and it has some room down to 90 cents if it breaks under there. So,
Staff back up, guys. Staff back up.
I don't even want to look at staff. I hate staff.
Yeah, I hear you, big dog.
TPGE. Gapping up here and gapping up here already. Interesting. What's up, guys? Sorry, just checking the chat. Washout, I just mean it's dropping. Yeah, slow day today for sure, TJ. BIOC for a long. Yeah, BIOC had a nice little VWAP fade there that I missed. Kind of bummed out about missing it.
There you go.
Heath says Mitch support is at 174.
Agree. That's also where there's people adding.
VWAP, I mean, I can't pronounce your name, brother, so sorry about that. But VWAP, what I'm really looking for is a VWAP rejection. So I want to see a bounce up to the VWAP and then a fade back down. That's kind of what I look for with that setup.
Okay, we got that down one, up one, down two, up two. Let's get this down three, probably touching that 170, bouncing back. And then that's when I'll look for my ads there. It increases my chances on that risk to reward.
All right, so BBOX looking weak here. Want to see it get under that 215 support. It's had a lot there previously. And so want to see it crack under there and continue here. It doesn't have the biggest range, and so I'm somewhat regretting I even got into it. But as a new trader, I'm going to make some mistakes, I think. Even though I'm up slightly in the trade at this point, the range is just too small. Volume's not quite there for this trade. So that's something I need to learn from, especially on a losing day. And so
I would like for this to get to 170s, then curve back up. Let it break those 73s, get to 170. There you go. That's what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
Because you see how the red just jumps in there? You guys
Right.
see the level 2s? That's confirmation for you.
172.
Those are shorters. Yeah, so now anything up here, up there by the VWAP, I'll definitely add there.
See that 170 level's the big level.
80.
With a risk at what, 180? Oh, you said
At
up to
190.
180. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to add there at 180. It'll have me a good average there at 180, 179, and then I'll risk off of that 190.
I like it. ACHV starting to kind of test underneath the VWAP area. It looks interesting for me. Low volume though. Really want to see some volume get in here on ACHV. Just too spready. Low volume. Not going to touch it after looking at it. Very slow, choppy day in the market today though, guys. Very slow. Not really much moving. Yeah, slow days are what I got to be the most careful with. I got to recognize slow days and then use that to trade a little bit differently, I think, on days like today. ACRX one. Yeah, just a little too choppy for me, brother. All right, Tiny, have a good day. Yeah, IZEA is tradable, Sam. It's all about how the stock moves. It's all about how the stock moves, Will. So if the stock is moving, or I can look at the volume here. The volume is just kind of continuing to go down on BBOX. That's why I kind of, like I said, I regret it somewhat just because the volume's too low. And so any decent squeeze up or down is just going to be tough to take. Yeah, I know, Salty. I'm surprised too. Yesterday the volume was pretty good. I mean, not a bad volume day yesterday for sure. I don't know what. I don't know why the volume's low. Pre-market looked pretty good this morning too, but slow days like this are going to happen. It's just about kind of managing and protecting your account, which is, like I said, I have to be able to recognize that a little bit more and be a little bit more careful in days like today just because the volume is really, really low. And so I can take a few feeler trades like BBOX and, STAF earlier. But, the volume being low like it is today is definitely something to be weary of.
All right, IZEA is gonna bounce, I think, right about here, maybe get into the 180, but that's why I took the order off just in case it bounces to like 182. Because I'm more than willing to add on this stock, just trying to make sure that I have a good average.
Yeah, I like it I like your setup here. Obviously, you never know in a
If
slow
it
market like
washes,
today.
let it wash, bro. It's 82% up on the day. I don't mind if it washes out.
There it goes, 171.
You see, to me, this is going to be the little fake out here, a little bounce to the VWAP. I'll add, and I'll try to get that shit to jam right back down through 60s.
No cursing, brother.
That was a bad habit with that S word.
No, I got it, bro.
I don't use many, but that S word, that one's in my vocab. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, no, man. You've heard me off stream. You know I curse, but on stream,
I'm trying.
we got to look out for the kids, brother. We got to look out for the kids,
yeah, for the
man.
kids. Definitely.
There it
We
goes.
don't have parental advisory.
Right. There it goes down to 169.
All right, here I'm looking for the fake out, guys. I don't want to add here, just because I feel like it's still doing it's done that down one, up one, down two, up two. I'm gonna look for a little bounce here. This is when I look to add, guys.
CNTF status. CNTF is in a bearish trend. It's currently bouncing. If you want to look at CNTF, bearish trend currently bouncing up some. It's at 338 right now. But yeah, very low volume day, kind of a slow, choppy day right now for sure. One that I've been continuing to watch is ZGNX. It's still in a bearish trend here. It's at 54.58. Been kind of hovering around the $0.50. Testing it a few times. If we could really get that wash under 54, I think this thing could start to get pretty low here, but we're going to give it time. Nice insurance. Congrats, brother. Congrats, man. IZEA just going sideways for you, man.
Yeah, no stress. I'm actually looking for this right now. That was that fake out. I feel like people Probably just shorted there at 170s and slammed it. So a little bounce is not bad here.
Right. There's a little bit of a drop on BBOX. Still kind of choppy though, kind of bouncing off of these lows again. There goes ZGNX here down to 54.20. Like I was calling out, that's the one that looks the most interesting at this point. Let's see if we can crack that lows. There. It's down to 54, letting it test these lows here. Let's see if we can get under here. This is the crucial level. If it's going to bounce, it's going to bounce here watching ZGNX. Trying to let it test these lows at 54. There's the drop, 50. Trying to test the lows. ZGNX trying to break the lows of the day here. See if we can get that tank. There's the beautiful drop, low of the day break on ZGNX. Here's the bounce you were talking about, Mitch, up to 180.
Yep. Lots of volume going through there. Didn't get my fill there. Had the order out there. Order got rejected there. It was too close. One of those things that I tell people that if you haven't traded with TIFF before, you got to know about. All right.
Ryan H says, love the stream and hearing the thought process. Are the red lines on your chart pivot levels? The red lines are just support and resistance lines that I've drawn. And so, yeah, they're just lines I draw. Like, I can draw them here. I usually just base them off of support and resistance. That's what I'm the most comfortable with doing. Is just using them to mark down support and resistance. A lot of times, it's previous highs or lows and stuff like that is what I'm really looking for with those. All right, there's a little drop in BBOX. We'll see if we can get a bigger move here. Possible crack under the lows here. Starting to test. Target set at 12 or at 2. If we can get that low, it's got a lot of support at 212 here, so it may bounce, which is okay. There's a crack under. Nice. And I'm out for an $8 gain. Really quick kind of scalp. Not a scalp, obviously, but a really quick gain here. I think I took most of the move I could. Brought my P&L up a little bit. Make my loss a little bit smaller on the day. And so I'll take that for sure.
All right, I added there, guys. Added there.
Kind of wish I could.
Now, 188. 188 has to be my out.
CNTF. I really wish I could trade CNTF. But yeah, one thing I've noticed, like if you've been listening for this entire stream, right, and you look at all the stocks that I've been kind of coming up with my theses with, you know, for instance, ZGNX, beautiful VWAP rejection, would have been a nice profitable trade. BBOX, obviously, I had a profitable trade. What's the other one I was looking at? I know there's a few I was looking at this morning. ZGNX was one. BIOC, really nice VWAP fade. Right here down from 625 all the way down to 550, so that would have been a beautiful trade as well, although the volume was a little rough. And so what I'm noticing is that even on my red days, this VWAP fade setup is super reliable and it happens a decent amount. And so like I said, I had 3 or 4 trade ideas today. One of them didn't work, and that just so happens to be the one losing trade I got into. And so the reason it didn't work is just volume. It wasn't a VWAP fade, it was a VWAP rejection. I think I should just probably stick to the VWAP fade a little bit more. It's the one I historically have had the best results with. And so that's just kind of my takeaways from today so far. Still kind of watching stuff, but even though today's a small losing day, I'm happy with how I traded for the most part. And I'm still up on the week. This week so far, I've had 3 profitable days, 1 losing day. And so not bad so far this week. Hopefully I can finish the week out strong tomorrow.
All right, guys. I have my stop set at 186, which was before that crash, I wouldn't want it to get over that last high, which that's last attempt of the VWAP. So that's why I don't have it at 82. I'm okay with touching at that, but I want it to really just wash down here, get back down to 170s. That'll show trade confirmation. And I'll look to cover some at 170. Then I'll look for the wash.
What's your position size now?
The position size is actually a lot bigger than I normally go on my 400 shares at 178.
Nice, brother. All right, so yeah, you're still looking good here. Get a drop down to 170. I like that covering at 170, covering some, taking a partial there. I like that idea. Banana Man asks, how long have I been trading? I started trading 2 years ago, but I took like a year-long break. Like you can see, I created this channel 2 years ago in 2016. I've started trading regularly a little bit less than a year ago. And so, about a year is how long I've been trading actively. So still fairly fresh in the market. It usually takes a few years to get really good at trading. So I'm getting pretty close. I've been consistent. There you go with IZEA, Mitch.
Yeah, huge little wash there.
That 170 level's crucial, brother. It's been bouncing off of there over and over.
Definitely, I agree. I took the risk on this stock. I'm trying to let it break down here.
Yeah, no problem, Leo. Leo says, great stream. Thanks for what you do for beginner traders. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I just try to make the channel like a resource for new traders. I try to be a little bit different in that I'm not trying to act like an expert or a guru or sell a course or anything like that at this point in time. I just try to be honest with people about what works for me, what doesn't work for me, kind of the struggles I go through as a new trader. So appreciate the support. Appreciate the sub. W Peacock, welcome, brother. Appreciate the sub. Psycho Gamer, welcome, brother. Appreciate it, guys. ANY.
All right, those 174s look like they're holding there still. This is a little dangerous, but I'm going to stick to my position, stick to the plan, and that's going to be the trade. One thing I do like about this stock, it is up still 88% for the day. You look at the daily, and the stock doesn't make many times when it goes up and it comes right back down. So this is why I'm going to go ahead and stick in here.
Look at ANY, Mitch. We can actually trade this one on TradeNet too, ANY. Oh yeah, next Friday we actually have another guest that's going to be on the show, and so it'll be Mitch. Hopefully Mitch will be here Friday as well. And I don't know if any of you ever heard of Ascend Trading, but him and I spoke on the phone yesterday. He's going to be on the stream Friday.
It sounds exciting, man.
Yeah.
All right, let's watch the IZEA there, the level 2s. That's what we're trying to see is the big shorter still in here. So we need to see the volume jump in here, back in here on this breakdown of 170.
Yeah, I want to see that 179 area continue to hold its resistance. But yeah, look at ANY starting to really move here, testing the $0.50 at this point. What broker is better, SureTrader or TradeNet? That's all subjective. I think they both have their good uses. SureTrader, love the platform. Really high costs to use SureTrader. Not only the commissions are high, but the platform fees are high and stuff like that. But I really like the DOS platform. SureTrader has a lot of fills. You could probably trade more penny stocks on SureTrader. Although I have heard some people that say a lot of the stocks that we're looking at aren't tradable either. So they both have their pros and cons, in my opinion. All right, so here's the test again of the VWAP. So you're sticking with the 190 risk, right?
Well, I did 186 because what I'm calculating is more when that broke down through that 185, that kill candle. If you look back, that red candle,
Right
it
here.
broke down at 185. So 186 would put the pressure on there, and that's not really what I want to get up to. I really don't want this past 182. If it hangs out here in the VWAP area, that's fine. But what we just don't want it to do is reverse trend and hold VWAP.
Right.
So that's all I'm really looking for is as long as it doesn't hold VWAP, we're still going to stay in this and look for this crash down because the way that the percentage of the stock is for the day, there's not many stocks that end the day up 100%.
True.
They might start the day over 100%, but not many stocks end the day over 100%.
Right. Psycho Gamer, what is considered good fees? Like I would consider TradeNet good fees. Like TradeNet is if you're using 200 shares or less, a full round trip with commissions is $3, and so that's extremely cheap. Platform fees are $15 a month, as opposed to like SureTrader. If you want level 2 and everything on your SureTrader platform, it's gonna be 150 a month. And then commissions are, if you're using 300 shares, commissions are like $11 or $12 a trade. And so SureTrader commissions are 3 times what TradeNet commissions are, and even more expensive platform fees. But like I said, I'm not hating on SureTrader. I think SureTrader is kind of a necessary evil for a lot of traders. But I prefer TradeNet. But every trader's different. It's all a subjective answer. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm mostly short Peacock. I'm mostly a short bias trader. I've been known to go long. I used to go long a lot more, but I've slowly kind of evolved into more of a short trader. And I've just because I've gotten the best results with it. Like I said, not trying to brag, but this week I've had 3 profitable days, only going short. One losing day, which is today, and a very small loss at that. And so shorting is just what works best for me as a trader. But every trader's different. Nice, Evan. Congrats, brother. Right, Joshua. But then there's also ECN fees as well. But like I said, I've used SureTrader. I actually still miss the DOS platform. I think the DOS platform on SureTrader is one of the easiest platforms for new traders to actually learn. It's pretty simple. It's pretty dynamic as well. It lets you do a lot of stuff. So I still miss SureTrader in that regard. And one thing I really like about SureTrader is the fills. You know, I mean, you can't really mess with TradeNet's fills just because it's CFD trading, but for actual trading the market, the fills on SureTrader are excellent. That you get filled pretty quick on SureTrader, and so that's one of the things I miss about SureTrader as well. Yeah, the market's pretty rough, HD. Yeah, exactly, Ryan. Multiple brokers is kind of, the best route to take for a lot of people, at least in my opinion. Alright, so it's got to form in a little channel here with IZEA. You got to be careful. It's forming higher highs.
Yeah, without a doubt. The only thing that's really interesting me there is that it's kind of also like a head and shoulders right here. So, like I said, above 182 is really the danger point. If it's hanging out in a VWAP, it's fine because it could be that shorter adding, and you see on the ask, it keeps getting this big volume on the ask, and if it's a big shorter, he'd be throwing it up there on the ask and just taking the shares as every single time it bounces, he's getting filled bigger and bigger. So
Yeah.
that's why I already know that there had to be someone big that got there at 185, right? When
Right.
that kill candle came in. So that's really the kill candle. So that's my like complete out. So that's why I have the stop set at 186.
I see it.
So that's where that shorter should get squeezed, and that's really the only thing I'm really concerned about right now. Sometimes I think we make trades way too complicated, um, and I've been doing that often. Like yesterday with Tiva, just made it way too complicated. Should have just stuck to the plan. I'm holding to that 90 mark, and I would have been all right. You know, the psychology of trade always says that if you're willing to take the risk before you take the trade, then hold to that risk.
Right.
So that's what I'm doing here. If it goes against me, guys, then it will go against me, but I will get out for a smaller loss, controlled loss than what the potential gain can be here. Here
Right.
comes the 180s,
This is the big
and
level.
you
Rejection.
see how you see that?
Yep.
That's a shorter, guys. That's
There it
someone
goes.
there
There it goes.
not being like,
Beautiful.
all right, well, I'm not gonna go and just get out like everybody else here on this squeeze here. He's literally having the psychology there that I'm going hard here.
Oh, there you go. Take profits, brother. Take some profit. I don't want to tell you what to do, but that
You're
was
good,
your
brother.
plan. That was your plan. Take profits here, bro.
Yeah, 170. I'm taking 200.
Nice.
No position there covered there. 169. All right, guys. I took 100 off.
So what's your profit now?
All right, guys. I secured about $10-15 there. So now I'm letting this really just crash down here. Now 180 or break even's my out. I have 178. If I get up to 180, that'll be fine. But really, it's like the next break kill candle. The kill candle went there at 176. All right.
Right.
So that's what I'm looking for. So now what we really want to see is that 174 become resistance.
Right.
Remember, that was that level that was holding before. You know, these are the kinds of trades that, you know, either you get out, you take your quick profit, but then you have to know how much do you give up on your losses.
Right.
You know, because this is what I've been noticing way too much. We want to take profits way too. This is a position that essentially we got a bear flag breakage right here.
Right.
It can continue going down,
To the
and a
low.
stock that's up, you know, a stock that's up 80%, 100%, we still have a pretty good, you know, 30-40% that we can make on this stock from that 80-90%.
Right.
So that's what I'm looking for. Now what I did there is I took some at the first support. So now we're looking for the second support. So you got to look at the chart to tell you where the next support is.
Probably around 156. There might also be some at 163.
157, 156, that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
So that's going to be our next target.
Right. I like it. Just to catch back up on the chat, appreciate that, Fernando. He said, "What's up, man? I've been watching your streams for a while, but I just wanted to say I appreciate your content. It really got me into trading. Keep up the good work." Appreciate the kind words, Fernando. It really means a lot, brother. Appreciate it. How does the PDT rule work on TradeNet? There is no PDT rule. Since it's CFD trading, which is contract for difference, there's no PDT rule I have to follow. I can trade as much as I want. So TradeNet fills aren't as quick as SureTraders. Actually, TradeNet fills are probably the best fills I've ever had, just because it's CFD trading. And so as you can see, I'm filled immediately. As soon as I click the button, I'm filled on TradeNet. Somebody's asking me about CFD trading to kind of explain it. CFD trading, Mitch might be able to explain it better than I do, but CFD trading stands for contract for difference. And so we're not actually involved in the market here. We're trading the contracts, but it's just like trading the real market, at least in my opinion, from my experience. It's exactly the same. As you can see, I actually use Thinkorswim's level 2 and Thinkorswim's charts to get in and out of my trades, and so it follows the exact market down to a T. But Mitch might be able to explain it a little bit better if he wants to. I know he's in a trade right now trying to focus on it, so, you know.
Yeah, I'm a little focused, guys. I'll let you guys know all you need to know about CFD. The good thing is that it has, just like every brokerage, positives and negatives. That's all you have to learn. You have to learn what your brokerage can help you with and what your brokerage can hurt you against. You know, so once you learn that, you can honestly just start changing even your strategy a little bit to adjust to each brokerage. You know, like SureTrader, you know, you got lots of restrictions. Okay, well, I might have a position where I only can take cash positions. So I set up a hotkey for cash positions.
Who get
That's
this?
using
Oh, my
that's
bad.
using a negative to a positive, you know.
Right.
You just have to find it. CFD trading, what's a positive in this? We're not showing up on the level 2, guys. You put 20,000 shares out there, no one's going to notice it because it's
Right.
contracts for difference.
So the pro in that is that market makers can't find your specific order and stop you out. But at the same time, market makers don't generally attack like one specific trader. What they do is they attack obvious support and resistance levels where people are going to set their stop losses, right? Like that's what they do more often. They don't necessarily attack individual stops. They attack those obvious support and resistance levels that people are going to set their stop losses to just kind of tick the stop and get those traders out. And that causes squeezes and a lot of stuff. And so but yeah, I mean, CFD trading, it's exactly the same as the regular market, at least in my opinion. Except for, like Mitch says, you don't show up on the level 2. You can't get, the market maker won't see your order or anything like that. And so, nice 7. Congrats, brother. You've been killing it with those FDA calendars, man. Nice, brother.
7's going to have to teach us, man.
Right, for sure.
We're going to have to get a video on 7 over here.
Right, for sure, man. Huguetes, man, how come you're just now subscribing, brother? It hurts my feelings, bro. I'm just messing with you, man. Appreciate the sub, Huguetes. Welcome, brother.
Guys, GLMD is actually up for the day now.
GLMD, I completely forgot about GLMD. This was the VWAP fade, another one of the VWAP fades I was talking about earlier. So I had a lot of call-outs on VWAP fades. Beautiful test up to 1242 and rejection back down to 12. So there was some room to take profits there as well.
Pizza. Papa John's Pizza. Up $5 on the day.
What is it, Papa? What's the...
No, it's PZZA.
I thought PAPA would be a good ticker name for Papa John's.
All right, guys. Look at those shorts on the level 2 for IZEA. 4,000, 4,900, 2,000, 1,000, 1,000. People throwing on the bid there. You see 133 on the bid there?
Yep.
Trying to slam it down, guys. Trying to slam this down here, guys.
Yeah, the next goal, I mean, for me, if I was in this trade, would be the low of the day. Right around the low of the day.
157, putting out an order at 157 to cover 200 more. Remember, we said that was the next support. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this breakdown to it and then filling me on this slam down. That's why I have the order out right now versus as having the order out while it's going down. A lot of people, they like to put in their orders after and then you don't get your orders filled.
Right.
If that's your reward that you're looking for and the stock is making a momentum push your way, put the order out there just in case you get a little bit of like the push through the wick and you just get filled. Take your profits off and then you can relax. So I got a down 1, up 1, down 2. We can do up 2 here. Then what we're looking for is kind of a brand new pattern here. Hold those 171s, brand new pattern here. That's what we're looking for here.
Peacock asks, can you walk through how to short a stock on Thinkorswim? First off, on Thinkorswim, you have to have a margin account. So you have to have over $2,000, and then you have to request a margin account to be approved for shorting.
They have very, very rare stocks to short. A lot of times you got to locate stocks, and that's a whole nother ball game, guys.
Right. But I mean, to just short it, you just go to Active Trader. Like if you see here, you can just go to Active Trader. And, I've used it enough on paper trading. And then just go to quantity, market bid. And then you just put in how many shares and click sell. This is what you do. But like I said, you got to get approved for a margin account first. All right, so this is kind of a crucial level here. It's finding a lot of support at 164. CWBR ANGO. Slow day in the market, guys. Really not a lot moving. I'm happy with my trading today. Really got out for a small loss. Tough day. Brought my loss down with that last trade. One winning trade, one losing trade. And so I'm happy with it. SCYX. Yeah, SCYX has been kind of making a little bit of moves here. Small range, but it's been making some moves.
All right, guys, we got that down one on IZEA, a bounce up. That's up one, down two, then a bounce right here to up two. We should get this. I would like to see a down three, come to 65s here, touch the support again. Then we can bounce one more time. I don't want to see it break resistance. And then if it crashes through the support, that's when we'll go ahead and try to take that next momentum wave and take some profit.
You see DWT starting to break out a little bit. Broke the high of the day, got up to 712. All right, there's 167 for you, bro.
It's following the plan. It's going to touch the support. It's going to bounce a little bit, and then we'll look for it not to break resistance up here and swing back down. That swing back down gives it actually downwards momentum as it's the bear flag completing another small 1 minute pattern, and then it can crack down and get below. So you see that offer up on the ask at 115. I'm almost positive that that's the shorter. So he's expecting the same thing like me. He's okay with it popping to 170. He'll fill there without a doubt and take more share size, having 20,000, 30,000 shares, especially with a stock that's only $1 something. Big shorters take big positions on positions like this. Okay, small bounce here is fine to 170s. Definitely not over 175. That was the last kill candle. What we want to see is okay, a little bounce here, and then it go back underneath.
AVGO. Sorry, NASDAQ. What's up, brother?
All right, John. So we can learn from this too, man. I went and took a swing today, guys. 400 shares, and it's going my way. The good thing about this is that you're able to take some profit off the table, and then able to hold more.
Sorry, not laughing at you. Laughing at Tyrell. Tyrell said, "So you're the one shorting IZEA, messing with my profits."
Hey, you know it, big dog.
Why did you trade AVGO short squeeze? I never traded AVGO, I don't think. What is AVGO doing? Yeah, I don't touch stocks this expensive, bro. It's just not my cup of tea, just not what I'm used to. Pierre's asking Mitch, are you up one, down two on the 1 minute chart?
Yeah. So it's a small 1 minute bear flag pattern. Down one, down two, up two, down three, up three to the resistance, create a high, and then swing low below the support.
What's your total profit in the trade now? What's your entry, your average?
Average is 178.5, guys.
Nice. So you should be up nicely on it. What are you up right now?
$37 hanging out.
Nice.
That's not what I'm here for, guys, though. I'm not here for the realized or unrealized, guys. I'm looking for the cent trade. This is the kind of trade that I want to be in. I've already seen too many times with stocks, you could have got short, you could have held your point, you could have took some risk off, took some reward, and then it just fades for the rest of the day.
There you go.
And if it's just fading for the rest of the day, guys, there's no point in taking covers. You just take some off and you leave some.
Got down to 164 for you.
You're not going to make this trade a loser, but I definitely am going to go ahead and give it a chance. So let's see if it breaks the support here, guys. 163 is what we want to see it break through. That's why you're seeing all the bid on 163 right now. Look at that, 143, 138, Arca and Edge, the two main routes. And another thing that I'm doing is I'm using multiple level 2s and time of sales. So this way I set one up there for more than 2,000 shares, and then I'm only seeing big orders go through on that one. It's 165s, 167s, and they're pretty big there.
Somebody asked, do I still have the 10% off link to TradeNet? Yes, I do. Here, I'll send you the link. I'll put the link in the chat real quick. There you go, down to 160.
All right, guys.
So when's your plan to start taking more profits here? 157, you said?
It's the slowdown. When it slows down there. You see the bids are still going through there? All right there. That's when you want to go ahead and just take a little bit off there. Because what happens is that the asks start rolling through there.
Here's the link, brother.
All right, guys. I took some there at 163 just to pay me. Guys, now I'm just going to let the less 100 shares just work. Break even. Setting a stop there, guys, and I'm going to let it go.
So what are you up now?
I am up now. Give me a second. Because I did take that loss. Remember, guys, I took a $29 loss earlier in the stock, so.
Okay.
So this is what the trades consisted of so far, guys. So we got short IZEA 179, 200 shares, 178, 200 shares. Covered 100 shares at 169. That paid about $10 there. And now covered 200 shares at 163. It's about almost $20 there on that one.
Nice.
So they're talking about like $30 for the trade so far.
Nice.
But remember, guys, it's not about the realize. I could care less if I make money, guys. You know, that's not what this account's for. I'm just trying to learn how to stick to my bones, man. Stick to the bones. That's your instinct. This is what you believe. You got to know how to hold to your numbers. Let your winners win and let your losers cut short.
Exactly.
There's no point, guys. Still 73% up on the day. It's kind of like this, guys. Unless you see something dramatically change in the trend of this stock, you should stay in it with a little share size.
Just to say this, though, we're not investment professionals. We're not liable for any losses you take. You always got to make your own assessment of the market. We do not give investment advice for profit. Just for liability reasons, I want to say that.
Without a doubt.
All just our opinion.
Just trying to education.
Right, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
there's a trend line there on staff. I know you don't like it, but you see the trend line there?
Yeah. It's starting to go. I mean, next support level is 3. Or actually, the next support level is 306.
Once it breaks that, once it gets down there below to that 305 range, is that's when you should start looking at it maybe. But I
Yeah,
wouldn't look up here. You could still hold, but below threes, and I mean, the stock will go down, guys.
right. Yeah, I probably
Um,
won't mess with it just because it's, one thing I always try, if I have a losing trade with the stock, I usually try not to trade it again just because I think it can kind of, cloud my judgment a little bit with it, make me a little bit more nervous. And so I usually, if I have a losing trade, I usually just move on to a different stock.
That's not a bad approach, bro. You know, don't want to revenge trade, don't want to try to take money back from a stock that you
Lost
gave
on.
up.
Right.
Exactly.
Now, FPI looks interesting here. I can't trade it, but if it holds underneath the VWAP, it looks like a good target down to 6.
You see, the good thing about paying myself here, guys, and that's why I took 200 shares there, is remember, what I was looking for was the break of the momentum. So what you watch the level twos, okay? So as it's slamming down there, people should be slamming on the bid, not the ask, because you won't get filled. So what they do is they start slamming on the bid there, and you're seeing nothing but reds roll through on the level two. The moment you start seeing that green start sliding through the level twos, that's the momentum kind of slowing down. It doesn't mean that it's completely stopped. It just means that it's slowing down, and that's usually where I like to take the profit. Because if it didn't get to my number and it's starting to slow down there, that momentum, you can take some of it off there and then just relax and see what's going to happen on the next bounce, because that's essentially what's happening here. We're getting that bounce back up to the other support that's now become resistance.
Right. Next obvious level is 172, 171.
Yep. So we're just seeing these 166 holds now. Remember, before it was 170s, and now it's 166. Before that, it was the kill candle at 175. So now I have all those technical levels above me, and I'm at 178, guys, all the way up there at the VWAP.
Somebody asked, is E-Trade bad in execution? I've never traded there, so I can't really say, brother.
From Ross, that's actually Ross's first brokerage. He said that it wasn't too bad, especially for an American brokerage firm. The key is also, I always try to look at is what platform they use. If they're using their own platform, you have to really be a little bit more suspect about that. I like people that use DOS Pro Trader. Um, that's what I look for, especially in different brokerage, because I just know that DOS Trader it's a platform that's been used by millions and millions of traders, and it's used by hundreds of brokerage firms. So that shows you a little bit more confidence in the act of trading. What you always have to ask yourself is the brokerage okay with active traders? Our active traders are in this, because there's some traders like Thinkorswim that are more for swing traders or long-term investments, or even more short-term, but like weeks, not really for daily intraday trades. You watch their level twos. Their level twos sometimes get a little bit skippy. You don't
Right.
see all the prices that I see on the level twos of even tips. So that's
Look,
just something to learn for.
look at I right now. And also, somebody mentioned, what was it? Somebody mentioned I and KIQ.
Oh, yo, this stock I is definitely one that I'm surprised, man. This is one to maybe really check out the fundamentals of this stock, because if you see on the daily, I mean, guys,
Beautiful daily chart. It's up. I mean, I remember looking at this thing when it was at like $8 and being like, man, it's up a ton. I was really thinking about buying put options to ride it down, but this thing has just gone crazy in the last 4 or 5 months. It's up from $4, $3 up to 19. So a
I
really
still
crazy move.
remember I paper traded this on the demo at when it broke that $10 and it gave that huge wick you see on that one day back in May 1st.
Yeah.
And man, I made some good money that day. But this stock, I'll tell you one thing, it's very hard to read intraday. It's very, very hard. It's one of those stocks that I recommend on a 5 minute. I've traded it 1 minute and it gives tons of fake outs on the 1 minute chart.
Yeah, you just got to be careful with it.
Yo, my cat is on top of my computer. This
I thought
can't
I,
be.
I thought I heard a cat earlier.
Yeah, bro, he's on top of my computer, like literally on top of the desktop. It's like, come on, bro. I know you feel the wind in the air just pushing on out, but
Right. There goes
I have some
IZEA.
huge fans. I built my own computer. If anybody ever wants to talk about that, you guys can always message me.
Yeah, for sure. I just have a Dell XPS. It's what I mean, I bought it. It's a good trading computer. I bought my computer for like a little bit less than $1,000 a year or
See
so
you
ago.
guys. See you guys. While that stress, just let it go, guys. Look, 160s. Still short is coming in there. Still people adding there. There was 15,000 shares that went through at 162.
Look at GLMD. Look at GLMD, guys. GLMD starting to run here, breaking the high
Yeah,
of the day.
I told you guys that once it went green, I was definitely gonna watch that one because it tried to wash out a lot early in the day, and when they try to wash out a lot and it just can't give, and it's a stock that on the daily has some room to go back up there.
All right, here's the 13 test with GLMD. Yeah, what I really want to see is I want to see this break, and then I want to see this 1275 level hold as support. Or, same thing with $13, kind of the same thing. If it breaks over 13, I want to see that area hold as support. If it pulls back here with GLMD, in my opinion, that's okay. But look at the volume spike here right around the high of the day. And so it's over 13 now. It's up to 13.15. Let's see if we get a pullback here to the whole dollar of 13. See if it starts to go crazy here. Small pullback to the whole dollar. Finding some. See if it finds some support there.
Think we might get a little push back up here, guys. I'm looking at probably going to about 167, and that's going to be fine as long as it stays underneath the 170 resistance. Looking more of a 5 minute now, looking for a 5 minute pattern versus as a 1 minute. When you get to a longer time period and the volume starts going down, I like to go to a bigger chart.
Guys, look
Find the
big.
overall trend.
Big squeeze on GLMD up. Shorts probably bailing out over 13, starting to run up to 13.40 now. Big move on GLMD. That's why I said, like I said, if it gets over 13, it kind of pulled back here. You can see this wick. It found support at 13. It held that area really strong. And so that's what gave it this big leg up. Would have been a nice scalp. But volume starting to come in like a lot here. You can see volume starting to spike up really nicely with GLMD. This one's definitely, it definitely has a lot of eyes on it at this point. Up to 1345. Next obvious resistance level is 1350, which it's about to test right now. It's at 1349. And so there's the big push over 1378. Didn't even stop. A lot of momentum here. I wouldn't be surprised to see this one get halted, especially if it continues to push like this. It's going to be time for a pullback sometime soon, though, in my opinion. But we'll see where it goes. Up to 1380s. Huge move, man. Huge move.
Hey guys, has potential to get to $15, guys. This is stock that if you do want to do, it has a huge range now. So now you got to start deciding how much am I willing to risk, and then decide share size accordingly to that risk.
Here's the pullback to the $0.50. If it finds support here, I could see it go crazy, especially if it breaks 14. So watching GLMD. I could also see a few different things. I mean, it could also easily pull back and then come back down to 13, but I like it a little bit better for a long setup. We'll see which way GLMD does. If it finds support at 1350, where it's kind of testing now, and then breaks that high of the day, it could have a ton of momentum, especially if the volume comes in. And so watching that one pretty closely here. Here's 1350. Like I said, this level has to hold. If it breaks underneath 1350, it could get a big wash down to 13 or 1275. But if it holds here and breaks that high of the day, as long as it doesn't fake you out, it could get a lot of momentum over 14. So this is one I'm starting to watch. It's a little bit late day of a push, but definitely watching GLMD here. There's the break under 14. So like I said, it could pull back to 13 here or even 1275 if the sellers start to take over here. It's got to hold over 1350 for it to continue on that bullish trend, at least in my opinion. A lot of buyers could start covering here under 1350, so watching it closely. CNTF, look at CNTF, guys. I can't trade it, but big move on CNTF here. Starting to break. It broke the low of the days just now, and massive drop.
We broke that 1 minute pattern, guys. So now we really got to watch more of the 5 minute here. Don't want it over past 170. 170 could push it all the way back to the VWAP, which is my number, and I could kind of hold break even for the rest and just let it go. But I did take a loss earlier in the day, so I'm trying to just take a nice little green day and get on out of here.
Check out CNTF, Mitch. Look at that
CNTF?
drop. Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely one to watch today, but nice. So you get that
drop.
wash.
Yeah.
Hard wash. So now, instead of, chasing down there, it's not bad to throw out orders there at 324 because you can go off that wash. It shouldn't bounce up and then get right back over that 330. Very rare. That would be a very rare occurrence. So you look for the support. The support's around 325, 323s, and that's when you can go look for an entry here for bounces.
Also, BBOX. I mean, BBOX doesn't have the best volume, but you can see it starting to move here. How do you find these high momentum stocks? I have a trade idea scanner, and I use a few different other things to kind of find them. I got 2 monitors, so I can look at 12 charts at a time, and so I can kind of see, stocks that I was watching originally on my watch list that are starting to move. BBOX, I see it just because I traded it earlier, had a profitable trade with it, so it was still on my watch. But volume's starting to come in. If it breaks the high of the day at about 238 on BBOX, it could kind of go in a crazy move. I also could see a lot of shorters jumping in GLMD here if it breaks back under 1350 for that kind of second failed rejection. If it fails this second push. It could go either way, obviously, and it's going to get squeezed, I think, regardless of which way it heads. If it breaks under 1350 again, the likelihood of a squeeze on the downside is pretty high. Same thing with this break of the high of the day. If it breaks that high of the day on GLMD, I could see the shorts getting squeezed out, and it's starting to run a lot more. And so kind of a crucial level here with GLMD.
I love that rejection there of 170s. It went to 169 and then just rejected it. 170 is that resistance. So now I'm really going to go ahead and just set 171 stop on the rest of it, guys. Just hands off. And if it breaks down and continues going, we'll hold the stock and just let it keep falling and try to let it fade for the rest of the day. If it doesn't break down and it comes back above that, it's completely a different pattern now and could start trending back. So that's why I'm going to hold to that 171. Set a stop with a stop limit, not a market order stop. So the stop limit will be 175, 4 cents higher.
All right, so watch GLMD here. If it cracks under 1350, I could see a lot of buyers getting squeezed out. There's the crack under it. Let's see if it makes a big drop here. Down to maybe 13. Still kind of at that level though. It's kind of got to fight here. See who takes over, the buyers or the sellers. There's a big drop down to 13.35.
My dog is hitting the bell, guys. Hitting the bell.
All right, so there's this big squeeze down like I was talking about on GLMD. Kind of bouncing back and forth though. Whoa, big push up. Remember, guys, I'm not an investment professional, not liable for any losses anybody takes. I just want to say that for liability reasons. I know I say it a lot, but I don't want people to get the wrong impression. I'm just giving my opinion on these stocks. I'm not an expert trader, still a new trader actually. And so just letting people know what I see in the market, don't take anything I say as fact or 100% because nothing's 100% in this market.
All right, guys. Here's going to be the push. All we need is a rejection of 170s. I have the stop price 171, limit price 175. I'll let you guys know if it squeezes me out. If it does, so be it. And it's another $7 or $8 gain on there. So I'll be fine with that.
Yeah, I'm probably going to close the stream down a little bit or pretty soon here. It's 11:10 market time. The volume's going to start dropping, pretty low here. So not a great volume day. Got out for a $5 loss on this TradeNet account. So not too bad. I'll take it. Still green on the week. Happy with how this week's turned out so far. Hopefully I can finish strong next week.
Definitely.
Are you streaming today, Mitch, by any chance?
Yeah, I'm just gonna finish this trade. I gotta go take my dog out. That's one of the main things. I have the stop price in, but I've never walked away from a trade like that in my life, I think.
I feel you.
So I'm more along just trying to see what's gonna happen because it's really close right here.
Right.
To either stopping me out or continuing the trade. If it continues the trade and it just fails this 170, I'll probably just go take my dog out, guys.
Yeah. All right, GLMD getting squeezed up here up to 1373, kind of forming a little bit of a channel here. And so this is kind of the make or break level. If it breaks this high of the day, I could see it go up. We'll see. Gonna watch it. A lot of people watching GLMD at this point.
I think this is the up 3. Look for a down 3 not to break 1340s. And then you can go ahead and risk off of those 1340s for a long if you wanted to take this long. That's my strategy long. It's the up 1, down 1, up 2, down 2, up 3. 3 touches the resistance.
There it goes.
Down 1 before.
There it goes. Up to 1390. Broke the high of the day here. 14 is going to be some resistance. So watching this at this point as well. Up to over 14. Getting squeezed up quick. GLMD starting to go crazy. Got rejected hard at 14. We'll see if we get another strong push. There we go.
There's IZEA pushing on 168s above 170s. Will get me out. It's rejected 169 twice. It's rejecting 168s there. Looking better for us. That's why you can't just get out there for no reason, guys. Now I got the 165s and it looks bearish all over again. Because one thing that I noticed, it's like your trade yesterday, man. Even it was such a low share size, so I understand why you took your profit. But if you were able to have left 100 shares, we know what happened yesterday to ACHV.
It ended up tanking big.
All the way down, all day long.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's the biggest thing I need to work on is just holding my winners a little bit longer. Like with little...
Even if it's 50 shares, bro.
Right.
It's going to give you that confidence. I always say, what we're chasing is the sense trade. So, like, I've closed one trade now up near $1 on that DERM trade. Right. And I know how much confidence that gave me. Even though it was small share sizing, the confidence is more important.
Right. No, 100% agree, man. But I'm going to go ahead and close the stream down now. I would let it run, Mitch, but My
No,
laptop's about to
no
die,
stress.
brother. But yeah,
No stress, guys.
we'll keep watching IZEA to see how Mitch does. If you haven't already, I day trade live on stream every weekday morning, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. I go from about 8:45 a.m. until usually about 10:15, 10:30. Let it run for an extra hour today. And so 3 profitable days this week, 1 losing day. We'll see if I can finish the week out strong tomorrow. Hopefully IZEA continues to go down for Mitch and works well for him. So we'll see how that goes as well. Good luck in that last trade, brother. Nice trade. Congrats. Really nice trade. Scaling in and out. So awesome trade, Mitch. And yeah, guys, if y'all could hit the like button on this video, I really appreciate the support. I appreciate all the support regardless, all the kind words. I'll be back tomorrow morning, same time. And Mitch, you want to say anything, brother?
Yeah, man. Just shows you guys, I did get stopped out in the IZEA early. It was a great trade. And just knowing that I took the actual executions that were needed in the beginning of the day gave me the confidence to understand, hey, I lost. I took a hit, but it was a measured hit. It looked like it was going my way, the direction. And that's why I went and sized in. And then on the next time it failed, I knew the price range that it was going to really be important. Once it failed that price range, I went and I got in there knowing that the high of day was only about 20 cents up. The high of day being up 20 cents and the stock being up over 88% gave me more confidence in that I should take this short. I got filled in there. I added there on the bounce to the VWAP guys and then took profits on supports. And that's what's important. Giving myself also a chance to just let this fade for the rest of the day. And that's what we want to do, guys.
Right, for sure, for sure. But all right, guys, Mitch, you're going to be back on the stream tomorrow?
Yep, same time.
Nice, brother. All right, guys, well, have a good day. Good luck for the rest of the day. Hopefully Mitch's IZEA trade continues to go for him, but he still had a nice profitable trade, so not a horrible day for us. We'll be back tomorrow, guys. Good luck.